How you doing? This is Brother T. If you want to support the channel, we have t-shirts and other merch right there in the description. Just hit the link.
You were a star child, let your light shine for all the world. When you open your mouth to reveal a pearl, let it shine more, just to light the path. If it don't add up, man, just do the math. If it ain't for you, let it pass on through.
How you doing? This is Terrion Wilson, aka your boy Brotha T, here with another one. All right, so we like to call this channel T's Life Tree, and on this channel we like to drop you little pine cones of wisdom. If you don't know what that is, stick around, stay on the channel, you'll get it. Before we get into it, I need you to like and subscribe. Go ahead and like and subscribe, because when you like and subscribe, we can continue to give you those pine cones of wisdom. Make sure you hit that like button and make sure you hit the notification bell for me as well, okay? All right, glad to have you here. So today we're going to talk about proper preparation prevents poor performance. If you haven't heard of the 5 P's, we're going to go into it a little bit today, okay? I'm going to give you 5 things that you can do to be properly prepared. Now, some of these things are going to be things that you've heard of. Some of these things are going to be things that you already do. But if you can implement the other things, then I'm telling you, your life will improve. Every aspect of your life will improve, really, but especially in your professional life, or if there's something that you do on a business level, you're definitely going to see improvements if you put these 5 rules into practice. So proper preparation prevents poor performance. Let's go. All right, the first thing I want you to do, and it's going to sound kind of interesting, but I want you to don't forget to proofread, okay? Now, this has like a double meaning. We're not talking literally like everything you spelling right, but you want to do that too. You want to make sure you proofread that stuff. But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying by proofread, I want you to make sure you're paying attention to what you're doing. When you proofread something, you're making sure you didn't make any mistakes, right? So in any aspect of your life, I want you to look over it, see what you're doing. If there's something you can adjust it. If there's something you need to do more of it. That's what I mean by proofread, right? Proofread all your work. If you're in a marriage, proofread it, right? Proofread your role in it at least. Okay, I can do more of this. I can do less of this. Okay, I kind of probably want to do a lot less of that, right? Here we go. Fill in the blanks, if you know what I mean. All right, so there you go. Number 5, don't forget to proofread, okay? Don't forget to proofread. Don't take that for granted. Number 4, I don't want you to take the easy route. Actually, I'm going to say never take the easy route. Now you're saying, now, Brother T, if it's right there and it's within reach and it's easy, you telling me I shouldn't do it? Nah, I'm not necessarily saying that. If there you go, take it. But don't cut corners is what I'm saying, okay? If you're doing something the hard way and you see an easier route that'll cut a corner, but in the end your quality is going to be degraded, or you know it's going to affect you in some way negatively, but it's just a quicker way to get there, you might not want to do it. For example, let's say I wanted to be a businessman. Let's say I wanted to get into real estate, right? And let's say everything's going okay, but it's kind of stagnant. I just need funds, right, at this point. And I'm going around, I'm looking for grants to start it up. I'm looking for, you know, small business loans and everything. And then I have certain kind of relationship with a neighborhood drug dealer. And he say, hey, man, I'll front your company $50,000. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, nah, that's a shortcut. That's the easy route. I can just take the 50,000 from him, right? But who knows what he's into, right? So now his name is attached to you and vice versa. Who knows what he wants out of the deal other than just a percentage, right? He might want something else from you, okay? He might want you to start laundering money on a regular basis. You don't know, right? So now you're taking that easy route and you're not really knowing what you're getting into. Sometimes it's better to take the harder route. Not only will you know every step of the way that you are responsible for why it fails or is a success, but you also learn what not to do next time. Like those mistakes, you can say, okay, I need to adjust this. I need to not do that anymore because that didn't work. And I need to do more of that because that appears to be the way to go. All right. So never take the easy route. Okay. Take the hard route. You'll be happy in the end. Trust me. Number 3. Now, there's something to be said that if you're getting into a certain profession or you get into a certain skill, talent, you want to become the best you can be. So number 3, I want you to become an expert. All right. And you don't want to become an expert as in mildly expert. You want to master it. So I want you to become a master. Okay. How do you become a master? Depends on the skill or talent, but a lot of times it's about repetitive. It's about doing it over and over again, doing it so much that you become a real master at it. All right. Now it's said that a person becomes or they get to an expert level after 10,000 hours of doing whatever, fill in the blank, right? If you're a musician, you do it for more than 10,000 hours, you're going to be considered an expert. All right. That's what they say. All right. Now, you know, some people that have been doing stuff for a long time, probably way more than 10,000 hours, that are still idiots. that's neither here nor there. We're talking about me and you. You know, we're the smart ones, right? So if we do something for 10,000 hours, we're going to be considered an expert. And then you're getting to mastery level. Whenever you can do something to the point where it's almost unconscious for you to do, then you're reaching that master level, in my opinion. Now, I did cable telecommunications for over 16 years, right? I can literally, this is not just a saying, I could literally do it in the dark. I would go to houses and put cable in, and some rooms didn't have lights. And the person would be like, well, I'll get a flashlight or a candle for you. No, there you go, it's done. Wow, you did that in the dark. Yeah, I literally did it in the dark because I had mastered that craft to a point where I know what goes where. I know how the cable is supposed to feel when it goes on. You know, some people have problems screwing that cable on. It goes on crooked and it's hard to get it straight. Man, we get to a point as cable guys back in the day that you know when the feel for that click, and then you knew. You know what I mean? So you can literally do it in the dark. What's my point? Become an expert at whatever you do. Okay, become an expert in whatever you want to do. Become an expert into stuff you just have aspirations for in the future. The more you become an expert, the more you become a master. People can't tell you what you can't do. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. What do I look like walking up to somebody that's mastered their craft, like Drake has mastered the craft of what he does in music? If I walk up to Drake and say, you don't know what you're doing, I look like an idiot, right? I'm just using that for an example. Or if I walked up to LeBron James and say, yeah, you are right. You know, you can play decently. You know what I mean? I look like a complete butthole because it's clear that both of them have mastered their craft, or they've gotten to a point where they've mastered it way more than the people they're playing against. Think about it. All right, so that's number 3. Let's go to number 2. Now, number 2 is very important, and I want you to do this whether you're winning right now or if you're not really winning yet in whatever you do, whatever you aspire to do, or whatever you have done. Now, number 2, I want you to stand behind your work. So let me explain a little bit deeper. Whatever you do, own it. If it's good, own it. If it's bad, own it. Do not run away from what you do or don't do. Okay, if you procrastinate and you were supposed to get something done and you don't even sit and in pity over that even. All right, just say, hey, I should have did that differently. I'm going to do it differently in the future. Let's go. You stood behind your work. All right. If you make a choice, especially if it's a very important choice or something, a fork in the road type of thing, and you're choosing the path that you think is the right path, stand behind what you choose. If it doesn't work out, say, hey, that was the wrong way to go. You know, I learned my lessons. Now I'm going to go on this path, this other path that'll probably benefit me more. Right. But if you go down that path and then something tragic happens, you never own it, you're destined to do it again eventually, right? Because you never learned the lesson. You never stood behind that work. Or if I go down a path and I blame it on somebody else, like I wouldn't have went down the path if it wasn't for you talking to me in my ear, right? You know what I mean? I'm not owning that. I'm not standing behind my work. So in everything you do, good or not as good, Always stand behind your work. It's a good way to be. And trust me, fellas, trust me, fellas, trust me, fellas, trust me, fellas, your woman will like it. She would like that you stand behind what you are, and she'll love that you stand behind who you are, and she'll love if you stand behind your work. There you go. All right, so number one, and this is the most important thing, this one I want you to pay really close attention to, because you're going to see a common theme with a lot of CEOs, a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of big time celebrities, even people that have gotten to the heights of their craft, what they do. Okay, you're going to notice with most of them, you're going to notice a common trait, and that common trait is a lot of them, a hell of a lot of them, are willing to sacrifice to get what they want. They're willing to sacrifice to get what they want. A lot of them stuff is not just handed to them. Okay, they had to work for what they have, and they have to work for what they will get in the future even. And if you notice, I'm talking about the biggest ones, the ones that aren't necessarily born into money. They're willing to sacrifice to get what they want. You know, I used to watch this show Shark Tank, right? With the sharks, the wealthy business people. Okay. And I remember Mark Cuban on there. He used to always leave an impression with me when he used to tell people, hey, you're still working a full-time job. If I invest in you and you're still working that job, how do I know that you're really serious about this, right? And I'm not telling people out there to quit your job. Okay, that's not what I'm telling you. What I'm telling you is he was saying that for a reason, because he was going to willing to stake, part of his empire to help you build something that's going to benefit him as a business person. So how will he make that step, that leap, that risk if you're not willing to take a risk yourself, right? He's risking it on you, right? Let's say the deal is for 100K, right? And he's taking 20% of the company. Just throwing numbers out there. And he's like, yeah, I like this person. He gave a good pitch. I like the product or the service. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to give him 100,000 for this 20% of the company, whatever. Okay. And you as a person, like, yeah, okay, beautiful. He's giving me an offer. Okay. So when I get to the office Monday, what I need to do, and this has nothing to do with the product, right? See, now we're getting into, you want this so bad, right? But you're not willing to sacrifice. You're going to have to sacrifice something. At the least, if it's worth it, at the least, you're going to sacrifice time to what you want. At the least, you're going to sacrifice time. And if it's a really big goal, you're going to sacrifice a lot of time. So what that means is a lot less partying. What that means is a lot less, if you're a guy, a lot less girls. If you're a girl, a lot less guys. Now, some of you saying, hey, I'm doing my thing. I'm out here and I still get girls. That's beautiful. That's wonderful. I'm not saying don't meet anybody. I'm not saying don't do your thing. I'm not even saying that. What I'm saying is, it might come to a point where you have to sacrifice that life a little bit just so you can have time to do what it is you're focused in on. Because if you ignore that thing, or if you don't put enough energy into that thing, or the right energy, then you're going to be spinning your wheels, and then you're not going to go anywhere, and you're not exactly going to get what you want. So be willing to sacrifice to get what you want. This has been your man, Brotha T. I hope you enjoyed it, because those 5 things can help you on the road to having the proper preparation to prevent poor performance. This has been your man, Brotha T. I hope this helped somebody out there. If it did, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell notification. Make sure it says all notifications. If you need to drop a comment, drop a comment. If you put some of that stuff into practice and it helps you later, come back to this video and leave a comment. I don't care if it's 5 or 6 months from now. Brotha T is going to see it. I check my stuff. I try to stay connected with my people. So if you come in, you drop a comment, I'm going to see it eventually, right? I can't promise you how quickly, because I'm a busy guy, but I will see the comment eventually. Let me get out of here. This has been your man, Brother T, and I'll see you on the next one. I enjoyed it. Peace. I'm out of here.